Yo, what up? Welcome in, welcome in. Today, I want to go over something really excited with you. For those of you that don't know, I just started a website about 3 weeks ago. We can check the date. I don't remember exactly when it was, but it was relatively recent. And I just wanted to try something. I'm just trying to explore. Currently, right now, I'm reading this Gary Vee book, Day Trading Attention. I'll probably get into that a little bit, but let me kind of do the intro. And I want to share with you guys some of the information that I've collected just by testing out a few little things, and how that's helped my traffic on a website where all I do is blog. So if you're a business owner, how could this be helpful to you? How this would be helpful to you is that if you have a website, which if you're a business owner, you should definitely have a website, because that is supposed to be a tool that helps you drive sales. But when you have a website, all it is this place that needs traffic. Think of it like this. If you are a store owner, let's say 1980, you have a store in the mall, well, you're relying on the mall and buzz and everything else to help generate traffic. Well, it's still your job to make sure that your section that you're leasing is attracting clients into your store that either want to window shop or are looking for something. And once they get into the store, you break your store down, right? You have stuff up front that's going to get them to want to come in, and then as you make your way to the back, because that's where they have to pay. Have you ever noticed that? Why does everybody usually always have to pay in the back? It's never up at the door because they need you to come in, right? Maybe like the Gap might have some stuff behind the register or stuff like that, and so it's not always to the far back. Sometimes it's in the middle, but still, that is your business strategy. You need to have that. And today, in the digital age, you need a website. You got to have a website. So a lot of people have websites. They stop there. They assume that the website's going to do all the work, but no, you also have to generate traffic to your website. So I kind of am accidentally doing that. I'm learning about it, but it's happening. I'm generating some pretty good results, and I want to share that with you because, again, my name is Eric Diaz. If you don't know, this is Eric's Land, where I like to do this stuff. I like to learn about marketing, and I really think that opens your door to let you do whatever it is that you want to do. And I am currently testing out how to generate traffic to a website. I personally have a website that I will be open with you. I don't know what I'm doing with the website. I'm just making blogs. I sat with my wife today, and we're trying to figure that out. But I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But for now, let's kind of dive into showing you how I generated traffic to my website. But before we do that, I want to share my website with you. And I want to show you kind of the analytics, and let you know when I started this website. If I can do that. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, so I did start this website, and then I just kind of sat on it and didn't really do anything. And then I was like, dude, because if you bought a website, they're not cheap. Compared to having a store, actually, they're pretty cheap. But let's see, is there a place where I can check to see when I got this? No, I don't think so. But I can say that I was on here with you guys, and I created my first post on my website, which was just a simple hello world. I published that on the 12th. So 4 days ago, I actually started doing, I actually tried to attempt to generate traffic to this website. So let's just call it what it is. Maybe last week I got this website and I actually started putting it together. If you are like, hey Eric, let me see your website, dude, this is it. My wife is named Erica. My name is Eric. We call ourselves Eric's, and I named this Eric's Land. So this is my little digital land. It's kind of how I see it. I see myself. I've always said this. I see myself as a digital pioneer. So that's why I have this kind of little catchy photo here, and it just has my social medias where if you want to follow me, and that's it. Then you come down here and you can watch, or you could read my my blog posts that I do. I am an artist as well, so if you click on my tab, I do digital art and I also make music, so I have that on there as well. But I promise you, that is, first of all, my artwork, I'm also learning. It's just something that I like to do for fun. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll do it professionally, but for now, it's just something I like to do for fun. Same thing with music. I like music. When I was in high school, I liked making music. So that's just something that I do for fun. So, if you were a business owner, though, you wouldn't just be having these funsy type of videos. You would be having something a little bit more serious. So, but here is something that I published yesterday. Okay, there's a date, the 16th at 2 o'clock. And I have been generating traffic with this post. Now, I will tell you this, the way that I generate traffic is not from blogging. I am creating these blogs to see how I can get people to come into my website. To have somebody just come into my website and not have something that will entertain them and keep them there, well, that hurts me on Google. I understand that. So I write. I consider myself a creator, and probably one of my greatest talents is writing for the means of storytelling. So whether I'm telling a story through a post, whether I'm telling a story through music, through video as a medium, right now I'm actually telling you a story. So I'm live streaming and I'm sharing a story with you. So that's a skill set that I have. So I use that skill set. But what I wanted to share with you guys today, again, like I said, this is something that I'm learning. This website is not that old. So how was I able to generate 71 views to my website? And again, this is very powerful, because if I was a business owner and I had 71 people, again, in my example where I said that, you're a store, and how can I, if you look again, let's go back to this hypothetical situation. You work at the mall and you're a store owner there. If you had 71 people come to your store, think about that. You would be like, holy crap, my store's hot. I'm constantly having people come in. Now, whether you sell something or not, that's really depending on, how you have your setup or anything. But still, having 71 people come to your store is crazy. And here, let me pull it up for you real quick. And the way that I was able to generate that is through social media posting. I'm sure you've heard this. I'm sure you know about this. This isn't like some new thing that I'm telling you. If you want to hear some actual, if you're like, oh man, I was here because I wanted the edge. I wanted to know how I can get ahead. We're not talking about this today. But glasses, how Meta's coming out with these glasses, and how Apple has the Apple Vision Pro. That's the next thing. I haven't cracked it. I don't really know how that's going to work and how we're going to incorporate that in business yet. When I do learn, I'll make a live stream about it. But for now, let's share this right here. So I created this post, and this is all organic. I think there's a way for I do ads. I will do ads. Once this is fully matured organically, I will give it one more push with organic. Or I'm sorry, with advertising. I think. No, hold on. Just because I want to show you, okay? So, because I've done an ad before. And I want to show you what it looks like, just to show you that it doesn't have ads. If you do an ad, this one right here. If you do something that has an ad, it will be right here. Source. Where does it say? I don't know where it would say. On my phone, it usually says ads versus organic, but I can tell you, you're gonna have to trust me on this. This is 100% organic engagement, organic reach, or organic. I don't have a problem with advertising, but I just think that there's got to be a smart way to do it. You can't just piss money into the wind, because if not, you're going to end up going broke. So this little dotted line here, for those of you guys that aren't familiar with analytics, just means what my average is. And again, I'm just starting out with this. I'm new. I've kind of been closeted for a little bit, and so I haven't really done anything to. Why does that keep turning off? So that's kind of starting to get annoying. So let's go back. Let's go here. Let's go to this content. Okay. I usually average 200 to 400 let's just call it views, right? Uh, Now again, I will say this is not a new Facebook, but I used to believe Facebook was an old person's social media platform. Nobody uses platform. Well, I couldn't be any more wrong. This is the most used social media platform in all of the internet. Um, so with that being said, organically, right? So what I did first, this was the approach that I did. I wrote my blog first so that I had something to where I could send my traffic to. Then what I decided to do was I decided to make a snippet, quick little snippet of what I was saying about this long kind of form post. Well, again, did I have strategy? No, I am just testing stuff out. So like I didn't post this knowing, oh, this is going to be a banger. But if I had to reverse engineer why I think this is working, first of all, let me see if I didn't mean to do that. This is how the post reads: We delivered our baby unassisted in an RV, no hospital. Dot dot dot. First of all, that is a completely engaging hook. I knew that. I did know that part. I knew that that was a good hook. I understood that part. Now, I will say this: if you don't know how this works, you need to, and I did do this on purpose. See where it says "see more"? I did that on purpose, actually. So that "see more" is there because I know how many characters you have until it'll say the word "see more." Then you click "see more." So see right here where it says 561 clicks. That's what that means. 561 people clicked on see more, and out of that 561, 43 of them actually clicked the link that I threw in there. So I put a link in there. So what, I don't even know what's the math on that. So what 561 divided by 43, or is it supposed to be the other way around? Yeah, it's supposed to be the other way. So 43 divided by 561 equals, so that's like that's a 7%. No, let's call it like an 8. That's an 8% click through ratio. So if if people click on the see more, 8% of those people are going to go to my website again. That is in, you got to think about it. And that's the thing that's so wild to me. People are so obsessed with a million views, but if you had 41 people come into your store, I'm gonna just keep it real. If you have 41 people coming to your store or 43 people coming into your store, which actually I had 71 people traffic wise, and you're not selling something, then that's not, it's the store that your store needs to be rearranged, and you'll know what to do, right? But still, that's why I'm saying this is very powerful for those of you that are business owners and are looking to generate traffic. You should be using your website as a tool to help you sell. To inform your customers. Customers are going to want to be learning about your product and what you have to offer. So yes, but you have to drive traffic. And I really think that the best way to drive traffic is to use social media and just, learn how to do it. And yeah, I'm going to tell you, some people are going to like doing this. I get it. But there are freak shows like me out there who do like doing this stuff. And guess what? If you're a business owner, what is it that business owners normally do if they have money and they're running their stuff right? I get it. There's caveats. They're outsourcing. They usually do. You have employees. You're not running it yourself. You did this to not to have you be your own boss. You did this because you wanted to be the boss. So you look for people like me. I will say this. I will say this because of like being in this world and just like kind of like learning. There are people out there that sometimes don't, they're doing this work, but they kind of get complacent. I mean, I was served in the Army for 8 years. I see it all the time. That's like the number one thing that they tell you: don't get complacent. People do get complacent, so you have to make sure that you find people that are actually delivering success. You need to at least educate yourself and understand what success actually looks like. So, and so that way you can call bullshit. Like if somebody's doing a terrible job, you got to be able to sniff it out and call call it out. So excuse me. So 43 people clicked on this link. Now I am learning, so it's because I'm learning, I want to share with you, I think, a mistake that I made, or a mistake that is happening on my website that, today I want to live stream, and I want to fix that. So, today we're going to be learning. Like I mentioned, I kind of gave you guys a little cliff note of what we got going on. We want to make sure that, there's still a little bit more juice in this lime to squeeze. So let me kind of break that down, and then we'll kind of go over what I feel like I need to do to help improve my my website. Number one, people engage with it pretty well. Actually, like for real, the most. The next step for me, and I can share this with you. I got to fix my website, and I will back this with an ad. This has been the best performing thing I've done. So yeah. But I wanted to say, I don't care if somebody just wrote a meme or a sticker or whatever these things are called here, where they just write something. I made sure to go in and respond to every single person that went ahead and took the time out of their day to reply. The other day, I found an artist on Apple Music. I was in here with my friend Maddie, and she was in here, and we were listening to her music, pretty good music actually. And I was writing a comment, and while I was writing a comment, I noticed that she had 3 other people. She only had 7 views. 3 of those people, even if they were her friends or her family or whoever they were, maybe she knew them. They said something to her, and all she did was just give it a like. Now I've seen it to where people won't even do that, so that's better than nothing. But how are you not going to respond? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you've ever tried to do anything on social media. I have done YouTube for quite some time. I will go ahead and show you my YouTube channel, and you will see that I have spent a whole week to make this video, and nobody will say anything to me. So I understand the pain. But what I don't understand is when somebody does respond to you or does comment, how are you going to just ignore it and not say anything and just a like? That's it. That is wild to me. To me, again, you're that 1980s store owner. Somebody comes into your store and you don't even greet them. Could you imagine? They come in, you look at them, and then you go back to hanging clothes on the rack or doing. That's what you're doing. That is crazy that you would do that. But hey, some people do. But yes, make sure you go in and you respond to that. That's something that's a positive metric that really does help your social media. Golly, that's some wet water right there, boy. I'll tell you what. Okay, so what is the mistake that I feel like I'm making with my website? Well, let's go ahead and let's actually go through this, okay? We will go to this, right? So let's say I am an audience member. Well, first of all, I don't even know if I really want to break this down too much. I don't think there's anything really crazy in here. I mean, I'm still kind of learning. So 70, let's just 80% of the people that read this are not following me. So therefore, they're most likely people who don't even know who I am. That's how powerful this is. 20% of them are people who already follow me, who know about me, and they're probably the ones that are and actually they are the people that are in the comments section. But usually, even people who do know me and they follow me, they do not comment on my stuff really, unless it's unless it's something good. So again, I was exposed to 2,884 strangers, dude. That is crazy, and that's an even crazier number. And of those, 561 people actually clicked and came into my store. But still, if you're a mall, imagine having 2,884 people walk past my store and notice my, the thing that I have at the window to try to get your attention. I might not have got you today. Maybe you were busy. Maybe something happened. But the next time you come back in the mall and you see my stuff again, you might come in. So, you're playing the long game. And you know what? I'm starting to know who my, with something like that, I guess, 51% of them were from the ages of 25 to 34, where a majority of them were women. So that's, I don't know. I think that's interesting. I don't know what to do with that information, but I do find that very, very interesting. What up, my guy? In my Grinch voice. Dude, did you watch The Grinch? Um, my kids have been watching that movie. I do like that movie. So, with that being said, the mistake that I feel like I made with, well, not a mistake, but something that I need to address, which I guess, like I said, this is a new website, is that I have to. Well, first of all, you come in here, it does that. There's a picture. It helps to scroll. You read, you read, you read. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Read, read, read. No, have you not seen that TikTok? No. There's the Grinch, the movie, the guy, the Grinch. He has a TikTok. Oh no, send that to me. Or do you want me to just look it up? TikTok Grinch. Actually, let me do it here. Are you allowed to put links in? Can you try to see if you can put a link in the chat? Let's look at that real quick. I'll get back to this real quick. I'm not sidetracked, guys. You have to stay up on what's going on the internet. I like it. I like doing that. I'm obsessed with staying up. Wait. Not now. What is it called? How would you search it, Tyler, if you can't put a link in here? What, Grinch? Wait, what is up, my guy? I think I have seen that. Isn't that how he does it? What is up, my guy? Grinch. Oh, there he is. There it is. Oh, dude, I have seen this.
Hey, what is up, my guy?
My guy.
Hey,
Oh my
what is
god. Yeah, and if you're a business owner and you're watching this and you're trying to understand what the point of this is, I'm telling you, this is internet culture right here. Start getting familiar with it. Like this can help. Honestly, look at this guy. Where how does it say? I don't use TikTok. Does anybody use TikTok on desktop, or am I the only weirdo? Well, I can tell you right now, it's got 34.3 thousand bookmarks. And this could be example. This is something funny. Let's say Rise of Fat Man. Oh no, Rise of a Fat Man. Wait, Rise of a Fat Batman, dude. These usernames are getting crazy. If he would have put a website on there, could you imagine how much traffic he'd be getting off of just something, just this, just off of entertainment? So, but yeah, going back to let's go here. Let's go here, or no. Let's go here. After I do all that hard work to get somebody to come and check out my website, that's it. That is it. Again, I'm just an artist. I don't do anything really crazy, but if somebody comes here, that is it. And that's kind of one of the mistakes that I kind of have to fix. I need to figure out how, I don't know, if I'm an artist and I want you to look at my digital art, or if I want you to look at my or listen to my music, I have to what would you say? I guess I kind of have to say that, I had to display that. It's like the again, using that example about the mall. It's like the equivalent of like somebody comes in, I'm talking to them, and they're kind of like, I'm building rapport, and then I would say, "So what brings you in today?" Or, "Hey, can I show you this?" I don't really do that. I'm about to put you on the 55-inch TV. Look at that. Hey, so if you've always had that TV, did you not have Twitch on your TV? Is that why you weren't able to do it before? And now that I'm on YouTube, you can do it. Tyler, I'm just talking about kind of some of this stuff that I posted this yesterday. I did a whole bunch of stuff on my website, and I'm reflecting. But I do feel like this is actually information that people could use and do something with. So I am building this. There are these guys right here, actually. So I did mention that I wanted to kind of see if I could get some ideas. I let me pull them up for you guys first, and then I'll bring it up. So just so you know, I know that I got to switch it. Yeah, I couldn't do it on Twitch. Dude, you see what I'm saying? So then it's actually a win that I'm on YouTube for you, bro. It's actually a win that I'm on YouTube. Like, honestly, you can see my more detailed. You see my pimples come in bigger on the big screen there. I need to start putting medicine on that. I do have a little star that I put on there. So yeah, today I was kind of doing a little bit of research. One of my maintenance guys needed a little bit of help on the grounds, so I got a little side distracted. But can I say something? I actually like that I kind of got distracted. I probably would have done this research by myself. I probably wouldn't have. It's so funny how God works. I probably wouldn't have shared this information with you because I don't know. But because I'm on a time crunch, I'm like, damn, not only do I have to live stream, but dang it, I also want to build my website. I figured, you know what? Why don't I come in here and that's what I'm going to do today. So that's how this episode came into, or this little stream came into fruition. And I think I am going to do more of these actually. But there's this family. We actually bought their book, and I am looking at, they're actually YouTubers too, by the way. Also, I seen your post about delivering Isabella, bro. What a great post, dude. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I don't know. I mean, I kind of talked about it a little bit. I know that like that is a interesting topic, or like that's like it's bizarre. I know not a lot of people do that, so like there's like a little shock value, to what I'm talking about. But I mean, personally, what the heck is in my mouth? I feel like anybody could really, if you just study it up and stuff, you could start posting, and you could start figuring out how to help help your traffic get. It's not going to happen overnight. I guess it can, but yeah, what a great experience it was with your family to do that. I know it really was. But I'm looking at some of these guys. I will say this style, and I guess you kind of have to. Well, I will say I wanted to make my website a lot more minimalistic. I do think that now that I'm reflecting on this, yeah, it says who we are and stuff like that, but it doesn't say what we do. So I probably have to work on that. And again, just because I was reading these guys' stuff, this book right here, actually, the National Geographic Bucket List Family Travels, that's how I found those guys. Tyler, have you ever heard of these guys? I'd never heard of them before. I saw this book, and then I was like, wait, what? Because Erica, my wife, and I, we've always wanted to do some traveling, and I've always thought that it was impossible to do it with kids, and I cannot believe. And even if you're not, and when I say a business, you don't even have to be selling stuff. You could actually be a personal brand. Like that's what these guys are. These guys are a personal brand, and they're, you haven't heard of them. These guys are traveling the world, and they're documenting it, and they're making stories, and they're selling that. And I don't know exactly what their business model is, but again, they're doing that, and because of the fact that they are leveraging the power of social media, and they're able to make a living. Now, I will say I do know that this gentleman made apps or something like that. That's what he used to do for a living. He sold one, made some pretty good money. But still, I don't want you to read into that and just assume that like because of that, that's why they're able to do that. Because they could have had that money already all spent up, and they'd had to get a job again, but they're not. They're still continuing to, prosper by doing what I've just told you now. So again, there's their Instagram, there's their YouTube, bucket list. they kind of talk about the destinations that they've been in. They do sell digital products, or maybe they don't sell these. Let me see. I mean, typically people sell presets, so yeah, they do. They sell their presets, which is so crazy, dude. You should, if you guys knew how easy it was to make a preset, and I'm telling you, oh my god, you would literally, you would, oh, I mean, I do it. I do it. I couldn't. I don't know. I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I am not hating when I say this, but it is so easy to make a preset. And I've had this conversation with my wife. It is so easy to make the preset that I feel like I would be stealing if I would just sell a preset for $50. But my wife says, hey, but you know what? Some people don't know how to do it. They don't want to learn. They just want to plug and play, and they're paying for that convenience. But anyways, so yes, it is so easy to, but you know what? You know what else though? And this is where my dad growing up had a friend. I don't remember. I do remember his name was, but I won't say who it was. But this man was raised by his mother, and I don't think he had a father, or he just, or whatever. And the reason why that's important to understand is because he used to pay a handyman, because the handyman has a $50 minimum. So he used to pay handyman, this guy that he had, $50 to change his light bulbs because he didn't know how to do that. Tyler, would you ever pay $50 for somebody to change your light bulbs? Is that not crazy? Tyler, honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think you would. So anyways, so yeah, some people do pay for convenience, or simply because of the fact that they just don't know how to do whatever it is that they're doing, right? So yes, these guys, which is, oh, I thought that seal was eating his head. Absolutely not. I know how to do that. Yo, but I'm telling you, like, I'll never forget when I heard that. I think I was in seventh grade. I was like, dude, $50 to change a light bulb? I'll do it. I knew how to change a light bulb in seventh grade. So, anyways, but yeah, and then I remember my dad was like, yeah, but he pays for it because he didn't have a dad growing up and stuff like that. Well, but anyways, so yes, these guys are able to generate traffic to their website and help sell products and stuff like that, which, I mean, they do. They have a pretty healthy website. I was kind of spying on them a little bit, actually. Fuck, I didn't mean to close that. Excuse my language. This is I'm again learning about websites and stuff like that. I looked them up, and they're generating about 4,000 around 4,000 people are visiting their website on a monthly basis. So honestly, I think that's pretty good. Like I said, 4,000 opportunities in 30 days. So every 30 days, they have the opportunity to sell something to 4,000 people. Imagine this. Imagine you're a fisherman, and every day you go fishing for 30 days. Okay, if you're a fisherman and every day you go fishing for 30 days, in those 30 days, you get 4,000 bites on your fishing pole, on your line. You feel the line pulling, or you get a bite. Are you going to be going hungry? Probably not. Probably not. If you could be the worst fisherman ever, and if in 30 days you're getting 4,000 bites, I promise you, you are reeling in some fish. You are not going hungry. The reason why I say that is because that is the power of being able to have a social media. And, with them having 4,000 people come in here with traffic, they're definitely doing something. My website doesn't necessarily do that. I realize that is an opportunity lost there. So I'm going to try to figure out how to fix that. I will say this, though. Like I said, I'm not selling no $50 LUTs. I do not have money yet to make a product. And if I could be honest with you, I don't know why again, it's probably a me thing. I don't want to sell a product. I really don't want to sell a product. Now, I will say, because I will leave it right here, I am considering maybe doing like a newsletter. But I don't know. I also don't know that I want to do that, but I do need to do something. I built all that momentum. For those of you that are in the dating realm, imagine if you are making progress with whatever type of person you like to attract, and it's kind of a done deal. And then at the end, they're like, you're courting them, and they're really liking you, and you never ask them out ever again. It was a good date, and you just said, "All right, good night," and then they let you play it out, and they're like, "Wow, okay, I thought that went, I thought that went well. You didn't even ask for a second date. That's so weird." That's the equivalent of that. That's what I'm doing with my website. So I gotta fix that. I understand. I gotta fix that. Wait, that's not where I wanted to go. So yeah, that's also, wait, where? Oh, I think I did go back. So I get all that information, I get somebody to come in all the way, and look, it is working. Let's assume that only one person made it to the end. This person right here, who wrote me a comment, that could have been a sale. That could have been a sale. But I promise you right now that one person is not the only person that made a comment on there. I know that there's other people that did read through all of this. So, yeah, let me see and show you kind of some more analytics here for like the website. Which again, actually, can I say one more thing? I think one more thing that's super important. Well, first of all, the in the last 7 days, well, and I don't even know if can I make it longer? Last 30 days. So I let me see. Let's see if this will help me understand how long I've had this. So definitely haven't had it for 12 months. So I started this thing in November. Had to have. There you go. November 7th, I started this website. Okay. And I really, honestly, all these views and visitors is me and my wife just saying, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, we have a website. We have a website. Oh my God, we're so cool." So yes. So, 3 views, 1 view, 1, 2. But like I said, it wasn't until I posted Hello World that I was actually trying to fix my website. I had some people in here. I had Maddie in here with me, putting it together, and she was watching me do that. But needless to say, literally in the last 7 days, I had let's just call it 130 visitors. Even if a same analogy, if I was a fisherman, and in the last 7 days, I had 130 bites on my fishing pole, I promise you, I'm not going hungry. One of those fishes are coming home to daddy. And I know, because as a fisherman who's learning how to fish, yeah, when I first started fishing, yeah, they'd get off the line because I was pulling on the line too hard. I wasn't keeping enough tension, But again, by the time I had 3 months go by, I was good at fishing. I knew how to fish for them. I knew what kind of fish I wanted to get. Look, for real, let's take that analogy, okay? Currently, I'm living in one of the meccas for rainbow trout, and I've never fished. I just wanted to learn because I'm like, well, if I'm in the mecca of fishing, I want to learn how to fish. So what do? I go out, I buy some fishing line, and I ask somebody who knows what they're doing for a little bit of help. I really do. Apparently, one of the biggest mistakes that fishermen do when they're fishing for rainbow trout is they use hooks that are too big. Rainbow trout have small mouths. Typically, fishermen that are in this region are fishing for largemouth and even smallmouth bass, but they have big mouths, so they're using big old hooks. So they said, don't use a big hook. I said, okay. I did a little bit of research on the internet, and I learned, rainbow trouts like to hang out at the bottom of the water, so I need to figure out how to get my line down at the bottom. Then I learned, oh, rainbow trout are they're very territorial. So if they see an egg, because that they're going to assume that it's not their egg, they will go over there and they won't even want to eat the egg. They'll just go over there and try to bite it just to destroy the egg. So it's not even a thing because they're hungry. They will go and try to destroy the egg, and in doing so, that's their instinct. Well, they get hooked. And so I started to learn that information. So all this information, and not in one day, by the way. One month I'd go out and I'd be like, how come I'm not catching any fish? Your hook's too big. Next month, how come I'm not catching any fish? Your hook, you're not letting it sink to the bottom. You're staying at the top. I was putting a little floater on my hook so it would stay to the top. Okay, I stopped doing that. I made my stuff go to the bottom. Why am I not catching anything in the third month? Because I was going to fish when the current was way too strong. Now, after all that trial, I can look you in the eyes, and if you needed rainbow trout, I would have 3 of them, which is the max is 4. I could have 3 of those by the end of the day. I could go fish today, and I know for sure I would come back with 3 fish. That's an analogy that I'm trying to share with you guys, that like that's what you learn here. That's why I think it's important to just keep going and trying this stuff out. I will say some of this other stuff, I'm not really sure what the hell and how the hell I'm on these other websites. I don't know, but apparently they're referring people to me. So, that's cool. But, oh, and then somebody from TikTok and somebody from Instagram, came. Oh, that's what I wanted to share with you. I wanted to show you why it is so much better to have organic traffic. I'm not saying that this post was terrible. I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes you can make something that's really good, but the problem why it doesn't perform is because, again, not trying to be a dick, but nobody cares, they just nobody cares. So my first post I made is called Hello World, and I think I went on there and just kind of talked about who I was and what I was looking to accomplish by having this website. Come on, button, why don't you work? There you go. Oh yeah, there you go. Why we left, which again, also, it's like me bashing on social media a little bit, and then I'm gonna advertise on social media. All right, again, new fisherman here on this with websites, so not very wise, not very smart. I don't know. I might even actually, let's go to details here. Let's go ahead and stop this campaign. Yes, let's stop it. I'm done. But I just wanted to try. I was like, okay, let me see if I can get traffic. So this is what I mean here. This reached almost, fine, let's just call it 37,000 people. And of those 37, only 51 people clicked. Again, just to show you, I had on this, well, I don't know. It's still fucking climbing too, which is so dope. It's still climbing. So it's not done. It's not, we go here. Right now we're at, what is happening? Why is this happening? Actually, I know why. Facebook doesn't like Safari, so that's why. Oh my God. Okay. How do I know how many views I had? Well, still, I am so sorry, but if I had 37, oh, there it is. I had 37,000 views, and then this is 36,000 views. That means that I had 10% less views on a paid piece of content, and it generated about the same clicks. So 43 clicks, the other one did 51 clicks. Again, I think it's important to know like how, well, that's why it's important that you make content and you're testing, and you're like that story that I told you guys about me learning how to fish, and I just had to keep going out there and figuring it out and figuring it out and figuring it out. And now I'm at the point where, I can catch a fish. But here's the thing. There are probably some people out there who are like, ugh, I would never want to go fishing. But you would probably want to eat some fish, right? So how do you get fish? You go to the store and you buy the fish. Same thing with the chicken and da 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 da. You know, there's just a list of stuff that you're just like, I don't want to fucking do that. So you go and you pay for the convenience. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. You might be here because you might want to learn how to do this stuff, but you also might be here because you want to know what to do. And hopefully, you've never caught a fish. See, that's crazy, dude. That is crazy. Oh, but you know what? Actually, when Erica's sister came to visit me, she said the same thing. I've never caught a fish. I've kind of always wanted to try it. That's how good I am at fishing now. I took her out and I said, "Trust me when I say this. You're catching a fish today." I took her out there, and she was like, "How do you know you're gonna catch a fish?" I was like, "Dude, I've gotten so good at this that it's like, it's not even fun anymore." It was actually fun when I was out there not catching fish. Cause I'm like, when I catch that first fucking fish, I looked her in the face and I said, "Because I have fished here so many times, I already know where to go. I already know what to do. You're for sure catching a fish." And she's like, "All right, we'll see if we catch a fish." She for real thought that we weren't going to catch a fish. I wasn't trying to be cocky. I was just trying to be honest. I've been fishing many times, just never got one. Bro, it's just because it's, there is a little skill set to it. Now, if you want to be a good, like, fisherman, like, I will catch a fish. I will catch a fish. Now, is it going to be a big boy? I don't know. That's the part I don't know. Because if I was really passionate about fishing, then I would probably go out there and be like, "Yo, I got to catch the big boys," right? Like there's like professional fishermen and stuff like that. I haven't taken it to that level. Now, with this skill set, oh yeah, I definitely am trying to take it to that level. I want to take it to that level and catch me some biggins. Hold on real quick. What was I saying I was gonna do today? Yeah, we're gonna do a case study, learn how I was able to 10x my traffic. So yeah, I'll kind of wrap up on that. Yeah, learn how to do this. So, oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, and I didn't say this, but if you want, you can show me your website, and if you want, I can kind of go over it and roast it for you. Again, I'm new to building websites, but I could help you. I could help you. I have an idea, like I know what to do. I was just kind of getting lazy with mine because I was like, I don't think I. But yeah, I'm about to come to Missouri, and we got to go fish. Yeah, come to the mecca of fishing, and I will show you how to fish. I mean, again, you just got to know, like, and that's what. Okay, so the reason why I tell you guys that fishing story is because just like in marketing, when you go fishing, you need to know what kind of fish you are fishing for. Because depending on the type of fish that you're fishing for, you have to have different bait, different hooks, different line. If your line is too, and I only know how to catch rainbow trout, so you got to know how to like rainbow trout, Tyler. Otherwise, I can't help you. If I had to go out and catch me a bass, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to fish for bass. But I say this because in marketing, same thing. You have to understand who it is that you are creating marketing for. Right now, I'm just creating generic, or I'm just creating all kinds of marketing because I'm just learning to see what happens. I'm hoping that by maybe next time or this time next year, I will be able to make a piece of content and I will be able to say, "Oh, I already know that this piece of content is going to, catch this type of fish. So this type of audience member, like I already know that if I do this, you're going to have the 20 something year olds come through. You're going to have the 30-year-old people come through, the 40-year-olds, only the women, only the men, like a person who has a job, person who doesn't have a job, person who's, into this type of, like, I am trying to learn. That's by this time next year, I will be able to say that I can do that. But I got to practice. What up? What up? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're breaking down websites. If you have a website and you want it to get roasted, tell me what your website is in the link. I'll take a look at it. and I will give you a personal take on what I think is some friction points, right? So, like for instance, we have this website here. I've been working on this website a little bit, and some of the things that I thought were friction points was like, this is the storefront right here is your header, and I did not find the original picture attractive. I found that it was almost vague and easy to ignore. And the way your website should work is this is the top, and each one of these sections should help the customer. Again, I've been using this metaphor of a person in the 1980s who is opening up a store in the mall. When you go into the mall provides the traffic. That's why I use the mall. The mall provides the traffic. You have to have that stuff in the window that are going to want to make people come into the store, and then you're going to want to have them go all the way to the back. So you might say, okay, fine, I will have all my expensive stuff up front, but once they come into the front, I'm going to have a big sign in the back that says sales. Why? Because everyone always wants a good sale, so they'll go to the back for the rack with all the sales. But before they get there, they got to look at the new hot stuff. That's full retail. So the same thing works for the website, right? So this is the beginning, then you get all the way to the back, which this is the back. It's just our contact information, because by the time you get to this point, I'm hoping that you're wanting to check out. You're almost saying, all right, already, I love your park, please give me a spot. So you have the ability to do that online, and if you don't, well, you can contact us or whatever, and then we can get you a spot, right? But anyhow, you have to see if there's any friction points. You have to test your website out like this. People are going to want to read, and you have to talk about what it is that you do in a way that people are going to say, oh, wow, I need that. And then, again, this right here just talks about how why this RV park. Okay, why you need this RV park? Because typically by the time somebody comes in here, they're probably already needing the product. And then we do pricing, because that's another thing too. People will make decisions based on what it is, what the price of it is. So we have two options. Option number one, you can bring your RV yourself, and then you could, pay whatever the rate is. If you don't have an RV, that's okay. We have a solution for that as well. We offer you an RV that you can stay in. Boom. Then you kind of go in and we tell you some of these other things that we have, like what you're getting when you pay for that stuff. And then we are in a tourist attraction, so this place talks, the website is also saying like, hey, well, here's what there's to do. And sometimes some of these stuff are in here because of keywords, so helping you with your SEO and stuff like that. Then we have pictures in here again to help us with ranking, and then there's a map so that if anyone needs to figure out what site they want to be at, and then if they want to contact us, that's fine. And then boom, ready to check out. That's a kind of basic website. And again, going back to mine, I do not have that. But the reason why I don't have that is I'm more of a personal brand. I am more of I'm just a guy. I don't know who it was on TikTok that we used to have that little inside joke. I'm just a guy. But as I kind of do this more and more, I'm kind of starting to be like, you know what? I think I know what I want to do. I think I know what path I'm trying to go down. I think I know what I'm trying to. I think I get it now. I get it. Would you ever change the yellow background on mine, dude? That's all. Yeah, I didn't put that on. I would. Yeah, I would change that. This yellow background, right? Yeah, it is just, this thing is so fucking flat. This thing is so flat. Like, there needs to be, I don't know, like some shadows in the back, or yeah. Well, the reason why I did keep it though is because apparently yellow is like the movie, like the color for in movie poster designs. This color means comedy. So like this is the color that you use in like comedies and stuff like that. So I kept this color on because I just kind of wanted to be like the silly kind of like, I don't know. It's like that's what I kept it. But still, I don't know. It just feels this definitely does need a little bit more. It is minimalistic and it's easy to go down, and but I feel like I do need to talk about what I'm doing on here a little bit more. So, but that's not even like the thing that I'm like really um I got to figure out what the next step is, like I got somebody coming in here. I got them reading and stuff like that. Like I don't want it to be like, okay, now go back to social media and follow me. I think that's kind of whack. I want it to be something like listen to my music or look at my pictures that I designed. Because I do have music on here. I do have pictures that I designed. I don't know. I don't know. To be honest with you, because of how much I like doing this, I think it's going to be, if I had to take a guess, I think it's going to be hit me up if you want some advice. Call me if you want some advice on how to get traffic on your website. Call me if you want to figure out how to make your website pop up. Well, the thing is, I'm not a website builder. So, yeah, it'd probably have to be something like that. You know what I mean? So I can help people do something like that. But I'll have to work on that. But it does come with that option though. Let me see if I can show you. Where is it at? Yeah. So I know there's forum, but just so you know, also I have been because let me see here. Where I have no idea how, if I only got 50 or 40 something clicks off of Facebook, where the rest of it's coming from. That is, and again, like I said, UTM, I have no idea what the hell that is. I mean, I'm not sending out emails, nor do I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I'm not trying to send out emails. Why would somebody want an email from me? I think they'd rather have me text them or email or text them or hit them up on social is what I would assume. But let's go to it doesn't say, like, it says that these referrals are coming in, but it doesn't say if they're going into my blog or I don't know. But I will say this. I think that people that are coming in for that story about unassisted birth, I think they are kind of perusing around and just saying like, oh, digital art, oh, music, okay. But maybe at the end, I should probably have a call to action and say, check out the website. I got music and art. Tell me what you think. Or even on the homepage, which we could probably do that. Even on the homepage, hello, we're Eric and Erica. Together, we're Eric's. And I could say something down here. Like, check out our tabs to explore our art, or I don't know. I'm gonna have to put some thought into that. I wish I could. I don't know if I don't want that to be posted on there, but I do want it to be saved. Advertising. Oh yeah, that was me. Yeah, I'm glad I stopped that, honestly. And we'll see too. Like, because I said that one was pretty good, I'm curious to see. Let's I don't know. What's up, my guy? Let's close this. Okay, let's go ahead. I want to fix up my blog. Let's see if it'll let me do that, or if I have to go through page. Let's see if I can get a call to action at the end. Let's start there. So right now we're in design. Hey, and by the way, when you said change the yellow, what color were you, what color are you thinking? Let's see, all posts. Let's go to the post. Let's go here and let's go to edit. You got everything for Christmas. Wait, because of the yellow? All right, let's go down here. Oh man. All right, yeah. Let's do this. Thank you so much. Wait. Yeah. Let me just thank the let's thank the reader here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check out the rest of the website. Oops, not what I meant to do. I have art and music. Yeah, I have art and music. You can check out. Click the link or check out the tab at the top. Let's do a link there. And then we will come to open up a new tab. Let's do ericsland.com. Now, I was just asking if you're ready for Christmas. Oh, I mean, I know this is gonna. I don't buy my kids things for Christmas. Well, I shouldn't say that. Like, I don't buy them stuff. What I do actually is I wonder if there's a way that I could make a backlink that says that this link was getting clicked on, but whatever. I give them experiences, honestly. So I will take them to like I'll take them on a boat or I'll take them to a theme park or whatever. So, so I mean, yeah, I am we've already decorated anything. Okay, let's save this. Have you gotten everything for Christmas yet? All right, so we got this saved. Let's come over here. Always test your stuff too, by the way, guys. Whenever you're working on stuff, have a live version of your website. Click on it, make sure. Yep, there it is. And then make sure that the link works. Yeah, it does. All right, we're money. We're Gucci. All right, cool. So there you go. That will do something. I don't know, Tyler. You're in here. You hang out with me a lot. What? I know you kind of already heard my music and stuff like that, but as a I don't know, what is it called? No, not concierge. Oh man, but somebody who indulges in my content. What would you do? Let's say you read this whole thing, you clicked a link, you listened to the music or whatever. Let's say you're vibing the music, right? No, I only buy a thing for my nephew and a thing for my niece since they are a kid. But yeah, see, yeah. But everybody else, I don't buy nothing for them. So you got to go buy it on Friday. So you listen to the music. What are you gonna be felt like left with or whatever? I guess is my question. I'm just curious, dude. Are you like, okay, I'm gonna like these guys are cool, so let me follow them on social media and stay up to date on whatever it is that they're doing. Like, I'm asking, what would make you want to come back to this website? How would I I'm trying to pull it up for you actually. How could I get you to just keep coming like back to see like what's the new blog that they're doing, or like, you know what I mean? How would that go about? I'm curious to ask you, because I know you've been kind of hanging out with us for, dude, a year now, right? You've been rocking with us for about a year now, and I know that you're, uh, dude, you are. Can I tell everybody for a little bit there? You're fiending for some from well probably E-Rock Nasty Cat content, but still at this point you're like, dude, I'd rather have anything better than nothing. But yeah, what I would be if I can't ask, I don't know. You tell me. Maybe you're typing it in. I'm curious. I just want to learn, dude. I just want to learn. I want to know, as somebody who does indulge. That's the word I was looking for. For somebody who does indulge in the content that Erica and I, mostly I, make. but it's a team effort. How would we? Because Maddie, by the way, the reason I'm asking you, because well, Maddie's not in here, but Maddie, there's somebody who comes in here and hangs out in my chat quite a bit too. Her name is Maddie, and I don't think I asked her, but I should have. But she is a big fan of an artist by the name of Machine Gun Kelly, MGK, and anything that she's always on top of it, always on top of it. I don't know how or what, how, like how she's like, I don't know, like how she does that because I don't know. I think something about checking out your live videos. Oh, I did say I wanted to do that. That's what makes me come back. Okay, I do need to do that. So I tried that. I did try that. That's what this thing here was supposed to be, and I couldn't figure out how to use this, bro. So Embedded Plus for YouTube. Supposedly, I was supposed to be able to put my live stream on the website, and it could be on there. And wait. And what do you mean by like something about like what you want, like a calendar on there that says when I'm going to be live, or I'm actually curious about that. And we've been rocking out with each other over a year. Over a year? Hanging out with each other since July. Damn, dude. Time passes by. Literally, I feel like we just met yesterday. Okay. I remember Project Green Machine, LOL. Project Green Machine? What the hell is Project Green Machine? I don't even remember that. What's Project Green Machine? You gotta have to remember that. You gotta have to remind me that. Project Green Machine? I don't even know what that is. Project Green Machine? Was that like a video or something? Or was it music? Yeah, for a while there, I was just trying to make music and stuff live. Uh, the Jeep logo. Oh, the Lego. I forgot about that, dude. That's kind of sad. Yeah, no. And it wasn't a Jeep. It was a Land Cruiser or Land Ranger or Land Rover. It was a Land Rover. That's right. Dude, I'm telling you guys, look, you literally could just be building Legos and boom, people would come in and hang out with you. Literally, that's what I was doing for a while. I forgot. I was building Legos. Dude, I suck too. Tyler, let them know how bad I was. I think I got halfway into the project and I realized I did something wrong and I had to destroy about half of my work to fix it up. Oh man, it was bad. So actually, yeah, look, if you are in here and you're looking for ideas too, you could use some of your passions. I'm not even passionate about Legos. I just bought Legos and I was like, you know what? So if you aren't familiar with Legos, when you buy them, they come in bags, right? And there's phases. So like if you buy a big Lego set, and let's say the Lego set is to build this water bottle, well, there'll probably be like I don't even remember how many was in that. Let's just say there's like 23 phases to the work. So that means I spent, I think, $150 on this box that has these pieces that was able to help me come up with 23 days of content. That the TikTok days were great before Twitch. Yeah, because we were doing that for 23 days straight, and the project would take me about anywhere between 2 to 4 hours. We would hang out, we would build community, we would laugh and tell jokes. And I mean, and that's, if you guys are wondering, that's how I met Tyler. I met him through the internet. Tyler, is it safe to say that you are a true fan, or like a super fan, or whatever they call it on YouTube? What is it called on YouTube? Do you know? Super fan? Is it super fan or true fan? So he's somebody who, you know what I'm saying? And so again, if you're a business, you could be doing this too. I accidentally did it because I just like doing it. It's fun, just like I thought fishing was fun. And but I'm low key obsessed. I'm trying to be the Kobe Bryant of doing this. Not like how would I even do, like, just to know, bro. just to know, like if you could look at something and be like, oh, I know that, like just like how it is for fishing. Like I said, I can go and I can tell you. Well, the only thing about fishing is that I can't tell you if it's going to be a big boy, but I could go fish and I can tell you that I am going to catch for sure at least three. You could tell how big of a fan you could tell how big of a fan I was of you, dude. Big, like I said, whatever the word is for, like, dude, hanging out every day. He was clocking in, in the chat, keeping it active. I mean, he's doing it still to this day, guys. And not only that, but here's another mistake that I made. Well, maybe not mistake, but it's just the way it is. I'm learning. I started on Twitch. Oh no. I started on TikTok. Then I went to Twitch, I think. No. Yeah, then I went to Twitch, and now I'm on YouTube, and he's still in that course of a year, which honestly is a lot of moving. In that course of a year, he still hangs out. I have videos of you on my TikTok. See, that's what I'm saying. Videos of me on his TikTok. That's how deep this bond is. But yeah, I did try to put this live stream on the website. It didn't really pan out the way I was kind of hoping it was going to be honest with you. But I will fix that. I will try to figure out how to get more things on here. I'm looking at the website here, but I'm pretty happy with this. I have home, I have digital art. The only thing about digital art that I do want to fix is that I don't know why it looks like that, honestly. If you click on it, it'll load up and it'll be what's the word? It'll be high resolution. But here it's not. So, yeah. The goat, I don't know yet, dude. Not the goat yet, but we're gonna get there, dude. We're gonna get there. Hopefully. Hopefully by next year, obviously my rookie season's over. I didn't have a good rookie season, but that's okay. Honestly, people who don't have a good rookie season end up being pretty freaking good anyways, but yeah, I need to fix this. I know what I did too, and I couldn't figure out how to undo it. And then I have music here, which Tyler, I guess you could say you heard it here first. I'm not getting back into music right now. I need to fix a couple of things in my life. And then I think I'll start doing music again. I like making these. I like making this because I like making the beats. I might not do the lyrics anymore. I don't know. I might not. But I like making these, dude. I love making these. And I need to not flip the camera off. I don't know what this Johnny Cash shit is about, but yeah. So I do love making these. I find these to be extremely fun to do, and I want to be able to use marketing as a tool to help me be more me and help me. I know it's a dirty word. I know this is a dirty word, but just monetize that, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie. If I want to be able to do more of these things, and I want to keep giving people these things that I'm doing, I gotta pay the bills. I got bills just like you got bills, and I just gotta figure out how to do that. And then when I figure out how to do that, then I can do more of this, and then people will be even more happy, and maybe I will have even more joy because I'm getting to do what I want to do. I'm just glad to see you back doing what you love. You could definitely see the passion. I think that's the reason why I come back, because you are so good at what you're doing, bro. I appreciate that. And I mean, I honestly feel like I am starting to figure out, because again, one of the hardest things for me on Twitch was going on there and seeing everybody else playing video games. And I did. Remember, Tyler, when I was playing Minecraft, I had fun in the beginning, but then after, I was like, dude, I don't know. I felt like I wasn't. You deserve your flowers, and your wife too, dude. Thank you. I felt like the Minecraft days were, I don't know. I was losing my spark. I felt like I was clocking into a job. I didn't want to do that. Right now, I don't feel like I'm clocking into a job. I feel like like my life is the video game that I'm playing, and I'm starting to level up. So, but I want to say something. I will say I don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing, but I have a feeling that, and this is why I called it Eric's Land. The reason why I call it Eric's Land is because I feel like if I keep doing these types of things, we are going to have an actual digital land, a digital theme park, a digital place where we will all be able to hang out. That's why I called it Eric's Land. That's why the website is ericsland.com, because I mean, I don't know, I could be wrong here, but I just feel like, and maybe I just, because I watched too much Ready Player One, shout out Ready Player One. Tyler knows because he's been here since, for a long, first, since July 2024. And Tyler, I told you those guys that were here that were, I started live streaming because of Ready Player One. And the reason why the website is Eric's Land is because I honestly think that I can contribute to something like that. I don't know how, but in my heart, I have that burning desire. And no, it's not an STD. It really is a passion. I have a passion to do something like that, and so does my wife. And we are going to figure that out. I don't care. I will say I used to be embarrassed. Not embarrassed. My coach told me that you should probably not tell people your ideas because they can steal it from you. But you cannot steal my passion. You cannot steal, like, yeah, you have the broad idea of what I'm going to do, but you don't know how I'm going to do it. You can't steal that. I'm not going to tell you that. And you can't steal my style. Like, you don't know how I'm going to create it. Like, so that's why I know he told me not to do that. Probably should listen to my coach. And when I say coach, I'm not even talking about like a fitness coach or like a life coach or like a business coach. I'm talking about like my Brazilian jiu-jitsu coach. The next big thing, I'm supposed to be the first person you think of. Oh, that's right. We'll see, dude. I might not even be going the Oscar route. That's right. One more piece of lore that I have to talk about. How do I keep forgetting this, dude? I got to put this in here so we could have an archive. When I was live streaming on Twitch, I started out because I wanted to make film. I wanted to make film. I wanted to do movies. I still do. But I don't know. I kind of want something a little bit bigger. Well, anyhow, I told Tyler that if I ever win an Oscar, he's definitely going to be. I didn't say the first person, did I? But he definitely has to be in my Oscar speech. That's for sure. Maybe it was the first person. Because at the time he was my assistant. That's right. You were my assistant. I forgot. He was my assistant. And he didn't even have to do anything. We would just joke around and say that he had to like do some like dumbass like errands around or whatever. But yeah, that's why it's called Eric's Land. So maybe I need to go back to the drawing board and I need to remember that so that when I start making these blogs and I start doing the things that I do, it might have to be a way for us to build that community. Right now, this is literally, I'm taking the baby steps. This is such a Web 1 design. I might need to start, and I want to keep it that way. I want to keep it this very rudimental Web 1 design, and I need to figure out how I can have this be like the, I don't know how I would word it. Like the first civilization type of vibes on here. I don't know. I gotta work on that though. That was a TikTok days. You wrote my name down in a book. Oh shit! Hold on, dude. I know what book you're talking about. Was it this book, dude? Could it have been this book right here? Where would I put it at, actually? Oh, I guarantee you it's got to be in here. No, those are my... Let me see if I can find it. Oh, that's right. Dude. And, I I don't know why I did that, but I wrote how to pronounce your name on here. I gotta go this way. There it is. Boom. I might need to back it up because the letters are in the way. The not the letters, but the this is the book. I wrote that in there. I don't know if the Oscars are up though. I don't know. I kind of have this new thing that I'm trying to do. I'm building Eric's Land. But anyways, to wrap up, that is how I was able to 10x my website traffic with just one post on social media. That's how I was able to create that, and it's a very, very powerful tool that you can be using for free, by the way. Having a website's not free, but I'm assuming that as a business owner you already have a website, but you could be making this for free to help generate leads into your website so that you can start selling. And I was able to do that with 10x, and I'm new, by the way. Like, literally, made sure to write that in the description. I am learning. So, I just built this website, and I will say this: I do have a history of using social media. I will say that. So, yes, I don't want to make it seem like, oh yeah, just like 2 days ago, I just started using the internet. No, that's bullshit. I am learning the marketing aspect of it, but I will say, I am learning I already knew social media. Tyler came in here and he recommended me a video, so I'm tapped in. Those are my hobbies. Tyler already knows from hanging out. I like social media clips. I like TikTok clips. I like, when people come in here and they kind of just like, dude, have you seen this? You know what I'm talking about? We talk about internet lore, internet culture. I love internet culture. But yeah, I don't want you to think that like this is my first time ever coming onto the internet. It's not. But I think that if I can do it, you can do it. And if you don't want to do it, you can get somebody who can do it. Look, I promise you, I'm not the only freak show out here who loves this shit. Like, there's somebody out there that loves this shit too. I mean, shit, if you want me to help you, hit me up. Leave me a comment. I will help you. I don't have a problem doing that at all. But yeah, I just want to share the wealth. I'm doing it too. I'm even a guy who's starting a business that doesn't even know what the hell his business is. So if I can do it, you can do it. And if you need help, just let me know. The next story you should do on your website is Black Hawk. Oh, dude. Yeah, that's funny. I do remember that story. Oh, that's actually a good one. I don't know how I would do it, but yeah, I would think about that actually. But thank you so much. Like I said, leave a comment. This is evergreen. This is going to be on here for as long as YouTube keeps it up here. And I'll try to do more of these in the future. Like I said, right now, one of the things that I'm really doing is I'm hitting it hard with this stuff, with the website stuff. So I'll probably have more content like this, in the future and stuff. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.